followed by Captive Edition, Kingston Bay, and then Mighty Tango and Planet Ruler. Kinjite dashed to the lead at the 200 mark. The 3-year-old Kingston Bay getting into second place. Then Mighty Tango followed by Mahia. Kinjite in front though. Kingston Bay is finishing fast. He's picking up the leader. Kingston Bay went home far the better and got up on the line to beat Kinjite, much to the elation of jockey Arron Kennedy.
When they made Arron, they threw the mould away. He was a real character. Everyone was buddy to Arron. He had his demons and he owned his demons, and unfortunately at the end they claimed him, but he was a very positive person in terms of racing. You know, he was always very optimistic about the future and he always tried to look ahead, but he's an incredibly talented rider. And I think the great thing about Arron is he could work with the very top people and the very bottom people. Everyone was the same, and as I say, everyone was buddy to Arron. He had to ride against the likes of Shane Dye, Mick Dittman, Grant Cooksley, Brian York. The riding ranks in Sydney when he was at his top in Sydney were just outstanding, and he held his own with all of them. You know, he was able to win at Group 1 level, and you know, on a mix of distances, he could ride a sprinter, he could ride a stayer, but I think he was probably at his very best riding stayers. He was such an incredibly good judge of pace. When he came to Queensland, we saw him to the fore, winning races like the Ipswich Cup, a race he made his own.
I think there's a great synergy between, you know, having a race named after Arron Kennedy, who was a successful jockey here at the Gold Coast Turf Club, and also in regards to what the race day is all about. And Arron, as I said, was successful here for a number of years, and it could have been just a case of a phone call away, and men struggle to make that reach out sometimes. And I think that's why a race like that is pretty prominent for the reasoning behind Men Matter Raceday.
I first met Arron when I was a stable hand at Randwick. He was a leading rider in Sydney at the time, and I got to know Arron and also later worked with his wife at a later time. Like everyone that knew Arron, he was a real character right from day one. Incredibly talented rider, and you couldn't help but admire his work in the saddle. He was such a dominant rider, particularly when he got to the front. He was a real top-class rider, that's for sure. Well, I think there's two tracks that Arron would tell you that he loved. Randwick was one, and certainly the Gold Coast was the other. He was very proud to win the premiership here. He had a really great battle with Chris Whiteley throughout the year, and he was really very proud to win the premiership here, and he had a lot of good times here at the Gold Coast, and that's one of the reasons we wanted to remember him fondly on the Men Matter Raceday. It's wonderful to have Arron's family involved. They're still all in Sydney and they're all making the effort to fly up to the meeting this year, so that's going to make it a bit more special. It's going to make it pretty emotional. But it's wonderful to have Arron's family here on the Gold Coast, a track that he very much felt at home at.